All right. So now that you've finished up the lesson 3 activity or lesson 3 learning, you've done this, done all your trimming. Now I want you to do this butterfly. What you're going to do for the butterfly is first you're going to go out to Google, and on Google you're going to search monarch butterfly. So type in monarch butterfly, M-O-N-N-A-R-C-H. Gosh, monarch butterfly. When you do that, coming up with a little bit different images than what I did the other day. Let me just go to my images here. Yeah, here's one I had the other day. I like this image here. It's a nice white background, and the wings are up where you can see it kind of nicely. So here is the image I picked. And for this, I just hit my minimize up here and minimized it down a little bit. That's really small, so I'm going to modify that a little bit more. Pull that up. Slide this over. There we go. There's a nice little image. So now with also, I want to minimize my CAD down a little bit. So there we go. So now I can kind of do this split screen. And again, that is hitting that little maximize button here, or minimize down button here in the middle. And you can do that. So all I want you to do is, I'm going to start this over from scratch here. So 1 second here. I'm going to pause this video. Okay, for your first step, we're going to just draw an approximate body here. So I'm going to start with drawing just a circle for the head. From there, I'm going to go L for line. I'm going to attach a line to the center of that circle and draw it straight down, and just to make an approximation of the body. Then obviously I know the body has a lot more details in this, but we're simplifying this butterfly. I'm going to draw A for arc. And I'm going to draw an arc that starts probably not the center, but right here in about this space. So I don't want to snap to the center or the end point there. I'm going to start at about here. Bring the second part of my arc, to about here, and third part down to there. So there's the body. Now, if you didn't get your body quite right, and let's say you got a body and you had a really fat butterfly body like this, you can do what I just did, and I didn't say when I did that, but I clicked on the arc, and that turns on these blue dots. Those blue dots are called grips. I can zoom in there on a grip, I can grab it, and I can adjust that grip down and adjust the size of that to where it's a little bit more appropriate. And that's about right. Now, one thing you want to watch though is, notice here, if I move it to here, my O-snap is still taking over, and it's going to snap back to exactly the same spot. So I either need to turn my O-snap off, or zoom in a little bit to where my O-snap doesn't take over. And there's a great looking little body. From there, I just come in here with the arc command. I can go A for arc. Again, I'm jumping all over the place at the midpoints, intersections. I would just overlap. So I'm going to start my arc down about here, bring it arc up to maybe about here, and maybe something like that for my first arc. Then I'm going to go with the second arc, start it right back there at that same position, curve around my wing, maybe another arc, like so, another arc, maybe about like that, and another arc coming back like that. So there's a first wing. Now, that wing's not perfect by any means, so I would adjust the wing a little bit. Now I've got another version of it over here to the side that I've already done, taking a little bit more time with, so let's take a look at that. So there they are. But notice where these arcs, they don't really look like that. They're not smooth like it is over here on the drawing. So to do that, I'm going to do the same thing I did just a moment ago on that body. I'm going to select them all, turn all the grips on, and I'm going to zoom in on that. To make this arc look better, I'm going to pull it up to, maybe about there, and smooth that arc. And then let me look at my next arc. Okay, this one here. This one doesn't look so good, so I'm going to take that arc, pull it back to there where it smooths out that arc a little bit. That really got that looking pretty good. Maybe do the same thing on these down here. And adjust those. So there, I'm going to hit escape. That's got those adjusted to where they're a lot smoother arc. Now again, I've jumped forward as one, and I've got it done here again. So there I am with those outside arcs really looking pretty smooth. They still all overlap, but later we'll go with the trim command that you just learned how to use and trim those things off. In here, I drew the kind of inside detail of the wing here. Didn't put a lot of, not a lot of perfection in that, but again, if you grab the grips, you can adjust those a little bit. So now this next one is where I've adjusted that, and there, it's the exact same arcs, but they're adjusted. A little bit more arcs down here, and again, I adjusted those. So this is really just kind of playing with those grips is the main thing I want you to get out of this lesson, and doing some trimming on that. Once you have kind of all these line details done, and I really want you looking at the actual butterfly and try to make it match that butterfly, or at least similar. Just don't want a bunch of zigzag scribbles all over the place. That's not the point of this. The point of this is you're trying to draw a butterfly like this. It doesn't have to look just like this one, but it should resemble an actual monarch butterfly. Last but not least, there's these little kind of spots here, the white spots and the orange and yellow spots up here. I did those, again, I approximated those, and I just drew circles. I didn't draw them all in exactly the same spots, but I drew them as just circles, and I trimmed everything up on this last version, and I think that looks really good. All right, to get the other half of your butterfly over there, and I went ahead and full screened this, you're going to mirror this side of the butterfly with the antenna to the other side. So I'm going to go MI for mirror. I'm going to select all this stuff over here on this side, like so. I don't want to select the head and the line for the center, but I do want to select this half of the body here. So all those things are selected. I'm going to mirror. I'm going to hit enter. First point of mirror line. That's the center line of this. So where the center of this butterfly is. That's going to be the center of his head up here. And just going to come straight down to get the other half of it. Now, that's interesting. Mine didn't line up exactly center. I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to try mine again. Mirror. There we go. I don't think I had it. Well, my arc's off a little bit. Anyway, I'm not too concerned about that right now. There is my butterfly. This body down here doesn't meet exactly. I would just draw a little bit of an arc in between. So if yours doesn't meet perfectly, that's fine. Draw a little arc down there. Oh, that is one beautiful butterfly. And that was it. Again, that was the mirror command, MI. You pick the center point of the head and then just went straight down the polar. Mine was off just a little bit there, but it looks just fine. All right, there you go. All right, and I did forget one thing on the video almost. This is lesson 3. So it's part of lesson 3. This is the activity for lesson 3. You're just going to submit it all to the same spot in Student View. So part of lesson 3, do a screenshot of just your butterfly, and that'll be great. All right, good job.